Hey everyone, welcome to today's post. We are going to be working with the Kissing Booth collection from Simple Stories. It was supposed to be Prima this week. I was going to be doing the Prima Lavender Frost collection, and I actually made the whole thing, but I had a problem with my camera, and at the end of the video it didn't save. There was just no way for me to go back and salvage it. So I decided to move on and do next week's video, which is this collection. It was just, I had a really bad week. One of my kids had the flu and was throwing up. I got the flu, I was throwing up. And then I had this malfunction, and then I had another malfunction doing this video. It just was one of those weeks. It felt like everything was working against me. But I really love this collection and I really wanted to still put it out there. So I'm gonna have to improvise the cutting guide in today's video because it didn't record. But if you have any questions, I'm leaving my email in the description below. So please, if you have any questions, just contact me. Otherwise, the cutting guide portion is gonna follow the same format as all the rest of my other videos. I put in digital pictures of the pages where I missed the recording. So yeah, if you have any questions, please don't be scared to message me. So in this collection, it includes the 12x12 sticker sheet along with the chipboard stickers. That's what we're using for embellishments today. I'm gonna kind of go through some of the paper choices here. The journaling cards, again, there was 4 sheets of journaling cards. 3 of them I left out because we're going to use them as embellishments, possibly a little bit later on, and they make great scraps for later. I really love the paper in this collection, so didn't have a hard time choosing good ones. These next 3 sheets here, I also didn't keep them. I liked other ones a little bit better. I didn't have any really specific reason for not choosing these, just the way it worked out. These 6 papers here are my final selection to make the 4 pages today. We need 4 sheets for background pages and 2 of them as accent pieces. As you know, for accent pieces, I do like to use a plaid or a stripe because I feel like it stands out on the other pages and it ties in the colors well together. So that's why I chose that first piece. And then the back side of this 4x4 journaling card paper is a bunch of words, and I just really like how it ties in all the colors and the words that are on it. So we are going to use that paper as an accent as well. Please note that when we're cutting that one, that the words go in sideways. Okay, next, these are our background papers. We're going to be using the black and white striped floral along with the X's and O's. I really like that these are kind of like a darker paper along with the floral that is a lighter colored paper. And then at the top, instead of using the front side of that floral piece, because I didn't want 3 floral pieces and then 1 odd one, I'm choosing to use the black and white heart side because I kind of like to always have like 2 lighter colored backgrounds and then 2 darker colored backgrounds. We have cutting diagrams in my tutorial videos, and I just kind of want to let you know how to read them. So there's the number and top in inches, and that's going to be the size that we're going to cut that cut piece into. And there's a number below it in a circle. So a lot of the times we're making 4 pages or 6 pages when we're using these cutting diagrams, and all these cut pieces can sort of get very disorganized. So that number inside of the circle there represents a pile that you're going to put that cut piece into. So for a 4-page tutorial, we're going to make 4 piles, and for a 6-page tutorial, we're going to make 6 piles. So the numbers are going to be either 1 through 4 or 1 through 6. So page 1 is going to have all the cut pieces that have a circle with the number 1 inside, and so on for the 4 or 6 pages. So now we're going to go ahead and take all pieces of our cardstock, and we are going to cut 1 inch in, 1 inch from the top and 1 inch from the bottom, and we're going to make a straight line on all 4 sides of each of these pieces of cardstock. What we're basically doing is cutting a 10 by 10 inch square out of the center of this piece of cardstock. The border is going to be put into our pile, and the center, the 10 by 10 inch center, is going to be put to the side, and we're going to be cutting it with another cutting diagram as soon as we're done cutting out all of these squares. Now we're going to go ahead and cut the backgrounds for our pages. So we are going to be cutting the barcode strip off along with 1/2 inch and then 1/2 inch on the other side. So we're going to be making an 11.5 inch by 11.5 inch square for all of our background papers. Please note that when we cut this paper, we are going to be putting the paper into the cutter the same direction that it is showing on the screen, so the words are going to be sideways going into the cutter. So for our first page, I chose to use a 5x7 photo instead of 2 4x6s this time. But if you want to, you can still use 2 4x6s. It's totally up to you. So now we're going to go ahead and get started with the embellishments. We have our chipboard stickers along with our 12 by 12 sticker sheet and our journaling cards that we can choose to use or not to use. It's totally up to you. So for tools and techniques, we're going to do a lot of layering, and we're going to be using foam tape with preferably non-stick scissors along with our regular adhesive. So here I put down that banner just because we had a long flat area on our page and then I wanted to layer that love word on top of the banner. I do a lot of layering on my paper, on my pages, sorry. I think it ties things well together, and it makes things look like they're popping off the page. So surrounding this love word, I'm going to use a bunch of those little sentiments that Simple Stories always has with their collections. They're little snippets of words, and I'm going to surround that love word with them, just because I felt like the bottom of this page was missing a little bit of something. Here for our second page, I decided that I wanted to use this kissing booth little journaling card here and cut out the kissing booth so that one of my 3x4 pictures could go inside of it. So here I'm just cutting it all out, and I'm going to use like old-fashioned scissors to cut around it all. And when we put our pop-ups on this, behind it, I put 6 pieces of pop-ups. So 2 at the top, 2 at the very bottom, and 2 in the middle. So the ones in the middle, I'm not going to remove the adhesive because I don't want the middle area of this piece to stick, because I need to still slide my picture underneath. Okay, so I mean, if you're putting your picture there, this isn't as big of an issue, but because I don't have my picture there yet, I am just gonna make sure that there's nothing sticking behind in the middle there. Okay, so that piece of cardstock that we had matting that 3x4 photo, we're just gonna discard it and not use it. It was just sticking past this kissing booth image, so I just felt like it didn't look that great. So we're gonna leave. Just remember, if you're doing it like me, we're not removing the adhesive on that middle foam tape so that we can still slide a picture in there after. So here we're going to start working on our third page. I just cut out a 3x4 journaling card and applied it there so that we could layer this Kiss Me sentiment on top of it, along with a few other little pieces of embellishments. I always love it when they have like a journaling card that has like lines on it, and I love putting stuff on top of it. Anytime I get the opportunity to do that, it seems like I do. I'm not really sure why, but it just has like this journal diary vibe to it, and I really like doing that on my pages, especially for something like this, where maybe I don't want to journal a whole bunch. You know, if this was a page that my kids would use, I'd probably leave a journaling card open so that they could tell a story, or they always have some, you know, kids events seem to always have more things you can comment on, but this page is more about love and Valentine's, and I picture myself just doing a lot of selfies with my husband and I, you know, probably not a lot of things to write about. So that's where using sentiments can kind of just tell enough of a story. It can get really exhausting if you feel like you have to journal on every single page. Okay, so this is our last page. This page took me forever. I was losing creativity by the second. I really wanted to use that love word, the Scrabble tiles, and it just didn't end up working out. So you'll see me moving around all the time, and it just, in the end, I didn't use it. This page it has more of a black and white vibe to it. So I ended up making 3 clusters using sentiments. So this first one is the word smitten. What I did is I popped it up with foam tape, and we're gonna put it at the bottom of this 4x6 photo here. We're gonna put a hot air balloon behind it with foam tape, and we're just gonna kind of keep layering them. Now, what I went and did with the foam tape, the reason why I used the foam tape for the word smitten is because I wanted it to be off the page, but also because it's at the bottom of my 4x6 photo. So the top of the T's there have foam tape, but I'm not going to remove the adhesive film on that foam tape because I don't want it to stick to that 4x6 photo area. Okay, and because the word smitten is actually a sticker itself, this foam tape actually does prevent it from sticking to that 4x6 photo area. This February 14th chipboard goes on top of the hot air balloon. You don't have to do that. You can change it up if you want. Like I said, we're here just to inspire you, but if you do things differently, it's not wrong. Like for card making, I can't come up with ideas. I find it so hard. So I look online and I find cards that I love and I copy them exactly. Like, don't feel like just because like you're watching a video and you're copying it that you're not scrapbooking and you're not being creative. There is no rules. And even like the people that are out there doing tutorials like I am, we still copy sometimes, and we still get inspired by what other people are doing. So here I'm using foam tape to on this little border here that I cut out, and I'm putting it behind the word smitten just to add a little bit more to the bottom of that photo well there. Again, I was trying to use this love word, it just wasn't working. Next, I'm going to put another hot air balloon on there in between the two photo spots. And then I'm going to use that sort of as a base for another word that I'm going to be putting on there. And the reason why I use the 3 words on this page is every time I put clusters of stuff on my page, I try to create some kind of triangle. So I'm going to use these 3 words, and if you look, they kind of make a triangle on the page. And I don't know if I just do that, like, I don't know if that's just something like I've learned to do, or like I don't know where that comes from really, but I think that's sort of like a design thing, is to make things in triangles like that. I just sort of use the candy hearts there to like add a third little element, because I do like to put at least 3 things with my clusters. And yeah, if you guys ever want to see like a better shot of the page and you want to see it without it being on a video, you can always go to the website, which there's a link to it below in the description. And I always have still images of my photos on my website, on my blog. So you can see the photo, you can see the page kind of up close without feeling like you have a time limit that the page is going to go away on a video. I really, really hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial, and I will see you next Friday with another one.